have you back, but it is going to be a fun game of hockey between these two teams. Manitoba been a little bit of a thorn in the side of this Calgary Dinos team the last couple of years.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a great game to watch. Both teams are also coming off losses, so they'll definitely be hungry for a win tonight. So I think lots of effort will be put out there, and it's going to be a good night for some hockey.
Yeah, as you say, Dinos ended up falling to MRU last weekend here at Father David Bauer, while Manitoba ended up dropping to Regina last week. But let's take a look here at some of our star players, taking a look at one of those thorns in the side of the Calgary Dinos, Emily Shippen, who has just been a really, really tough goaltender to deal with all year long. A little bit easier for the Dinos here tonight as she comes in with a .877 save percentage, and they're going to need to attack that if they want to get the win here today.
Yeah, definitely. I thought last game they struggled a little bit with shooting, but tonight I'm sure they watched some video and will definitely have different strategy to get to the net. And
speaking of netminder, Amelia Awad, she has been spectacular this year, coming in off of getting pretty much 95% of the starts in last season, just being able to build that confidence throughout the year. Coming into today with a .978 save percentage, she's been spectacular.
Yeah, I can't say it any better. Spectacular is the words to describe it. As we mentioned before, her confidence built a lot from last year, and I think that's very good for her, and I see a big game come from her tonight.
They are definitely going to need her here, but taking a look here at the standings here in the East, the Calgary Dinos sit with a record of 2-2 with 4 points on the year, while Manitoba comes in with 2 fewer games, coming in with a record of 1-0 with an overtime loss, only with the 3 points. Again, Manitoba getting one of the byes throughout the early stages of this year, and that is our standings here at the moment, but we'll be back here shortly after our land acknowledgement and our nation's national anthem.
University of Calgary Dinos. Before the match begins, we'd like to ask our fans to help us in creating a family-friendly environment. Dino student athletes and staff value respect, fair play, and sportsmanship, and we expect the same from our spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Foul language and derogatory chants will not be tolerated. Here are the starters for the visiting Manitoba Bisons. In goal, number 1, Emily Chapam. On defense, number 5, Claire Moorman. On defense, number 22, Louise Ferguson. At left wing, number 55, Brenna Nicole. At right wing, number 77, Kelsey Hubert. And at center, number 28, Sadie Keller. The Bisons are led by head coach Jordan Colleton. Here are the starters for your University of Calgary Dinos. In goal, number 29, Amelia Awad. On defense, number 26, Alex Spence. On defense, number 19, Caitlin Perlinger. At left wing, number 25, Kyla Mintico. At right wing, number 21, Josie McLeod. At center, number 23, Sydney Mercier. The Dinos are led by head coach Josh Gosling. The University of Calgary, located in the heart of southern Alberta, both acknowledges and pays tribute to the traditional territories of the peoples of Treaty 7, which include the Blackfoot Confederacy, comprised of the Siksika, the Piikani, and the Kainai First Nations, the Susuna First Nation, and the Stoney Nakoda, including Chiniki, Bears Paw, and Goodstoney First Nations. The City of Calgary is also home to Métis Nation with Alberta, Nose Hill Métis District 5, and Elbow Métis District 6. We now ask that you rise, if you are able, remove your headwear for the playing of the Canadian National Anthem. Thank you and welcome to Father David.
All right, as we get set and ready to go, as we talked about both of these netminders, taking a look at some of their full stats throughout the year. Emily Shippen getting a 3.08 goals against average and that save percentage of .877 on the year. Grace, we talked about it a lot last season. Offense, offense, offense. Again, this is a very defensive hockey team in the Calgary Dinos. What are some of the things you want to see from this team tonight?
Yeah, I think they got to take advantage of when they get power plays. I thought they struggled a little bit with the, honestly, I think all throughout last game they didn't get anything with the power play, so I think building on that, but defensively I wouldn't change a thing. As we mentioned, spectacular at blocking shots, but I think just attacking the net with more purpose is what I'd like to see.
And this top line definitely going to need to see a little bit more of a spark out of them. But Sydney Mercier ends up winning the face-off, and Spence passes that one back to her. She chips this one up alongside the board. It's going to be going deep into enemy territory as a handful of players all battle with the puck behind the back of the net. Eventually won by a Dinos player. They're moving this one around. Mercier leaves that one for Spence, who chips this one into the corner. Gets that one over to Jada Johns. Or pardon me, that was number 21, Josie McLeod. That one, Perlinger. She's going to dump this one in the corner. Gets it back over to McLeod on that occasion. Mercier now back with it. She's trying to get that pass out. Now coming out of the zone here is Keller. Sadie Keller is going to chip this one in and have a handful of players on her side all exit the ice for a change. Moving this one, this is McLeod. Tries to find that stretch pass. She does find her teammate. This is Spence, has a little bit of space. She rips it. Nice save. And Spence, a little bit of an awkward fall into the boards. Alex Spence finding the puck and absolutely ripping that one. The former MRU Cougar switched over to the Dinos this year. Found a crease and showed off her skills.
Yeah, definitely lots of speed and skill shown there, and I think that's the start the Dinos need.
Face-off won by Manitoba. They're just trying to get this one out of the zone. Dinos doing a good job at applying some pressure here. This one moving around. Clarenbach trying to get some help there from Hannah Ray. Both teams battling alongside the corner. Ray ends up coming away with it. She chips that one back to Tate. Pass that one over to Brooklyn Fry. She takes a shot, a rebound available. Clarenbach was a little bit tangled up. Couldn't quite take that shot. And the Bisons do get this one out of the zone. Almost stolen right at the red line, but eventually deflected in. Dinos with a couple of nice looking opportunities here in the early stages of this one. That one does get intercepted right around the red line by the Bisons. They're moving this one forward. Nora Collins with a little bit of space. Tries to send this one center. Nice pad save from Amelia Awad. Again, she has been absolutely stout so far throughout this season. Pretty much ever since the Crowchild Classic of last year, she has been spectacular between the pipes for this Dinos squad. This one goes forward. Trying to get this one out of the zone. That was Bree Kennedy who had that one taken away as Collins able to keep this one in. Emma Tate, Brooklyn Fry right there. Bree Kennedy tries to chip this one alongside the boards. Can't quite get there. Going to be helped out by McKenna Schaefer, who's still battling away. So goes right forward. Now picking it up is Hayner. She ends up getting that one poked away from her. Moving it now is Jada Johns. Ends up finding Gaelic. Kenzie Gaelic, one of the first years for this team. Continuing to have this one be moved around nicely. Good battle in the corner. Both teams battling away for it. And this Dinos squad very solid defensively. Just trying to get a little bit more offense here in the early stages of this season. That was an excellent looking pass to John. She sends this one over a little bit of space. That shot taken from Solana Cooper. A rebound was there for a moment, but a couple of players end up tangling with each other. Dinos so far here, Grace, applying a lot more pressure in this one.
They are, yeah. I feel like they probably looked back to the previous week and realized that's what they need to do, and they need to follow up on rebounds, and the goals will come. So I'm sure there's definitely more to see.
Dinos end up winning that draw, but a little bit of ping pong action goes back and forth there. Left has it, chips this one alongside the boards, almost sent it into her bench. It's both teams battling away here. Brett Curley also there trying to help things out. Eventually going to be won by Curley. Pass that one back to Spence. She's looking for Perlinger and finds her with a lot of open space. She sends that one, blocker save. Going to be helped out here by Jess Martins. She's playing in her 100th game here today. Congratulations to her. Perlinger sends that one towards, and a nice blocker save. Dinos have to go on the back check. Perlinger slows this one up, going to have a couple of attackers dealing some pressure towards her as Jess Martins tries to chip this one alongside the back of her net, and that one gets stolen away. Bailey, pardon me, that was number 28. Patrick had that one sent out. It's McLeod to Perlinger, to Spence, now back to Perlinger. Has a little bit of space, trying to get fresh legs out here on the ice, so she's just going to skate behind her net. Passes this one to Sydney Mercier. Mercier chips this one alongside the boards, tries to find Mittenko, just a little bit ahead of her, but she's going to be able to try and get over to that corner first. Mercier still battling alongside the boards. This one sent into no man's land, but kept in. Emma Tate with some space. She rips it and almost deflected, and it scores! Sydney Mercier off of the deflection. Dinos lead by a score of 1-0, not even 5 minutes into this one.
A great start from the Dinos here. We even look back to last week. They didn't have this much attack going forward, but definitely this week they're a new team.
Let's see this. Emma Tate just enters the zone. Sydney Mercier, I thought she might have gotten a little bit of a tip in front of that, but I think just ultimately provided a screen. And Emma Tate with her first goal of the season. Excellent job just skating up in the rush and firing that one home. Always good to have some goals being scored by your D-men. Dinos continue to apply some pressure here. This one sent in, going to be slowed up by Mormon. Claire Mormon trying to get this one out of the zone, trying to continue to battle here. Harbus trying to also get this one out. Emma Tate officially credited with the goal.
By number 23,
Sydney Mercier with the assist on that one. This one sent forward as Brooklyn Fry just chips that one in as McLeod continues to battle away there. It does exit the zone. Jada John's going to be right around that area with Brooklyn Fry as she looks to go off for a change. Mittenko tries to chip this one up. Eventually does get it to a teammate, but that one just got deflected a little bit back the other way. Corey Pleth with it. Sends this one down and around. Mittenko, first one there. She has to have a battle alongside the boards. Going to be helped out a little bit more by her teammates. Fry still out here at the moment. Try to get this pass forward. Fry does go off for a change, trying to get that one over to Mittenko. Cloud maybe put a little bit too much mustard on it. Just trying to get this one out is Hanner. Battling alongside the blue line as Dinos have to touch up. Now this one goes into the corner. Plett trying to get this one out of the zone. Dinos doing an excellent job, at least here in the first 6 minutes of this game here, Grace, applying a lot of good pressure, something we didn't really see from them too much against Mount Royal last week.
Yeah, definitely lots of pressure, and you can tell Manitoba is slightly struggling with the amount of pressure they're getting, so it's good to see and see if they can maintain it.
That was one thing the coaching staff told me prior to the game here today that they were working on throughout the week, trying to bring a lot more pressure against our opponents. We trust our defense. We sure trust our netminder. Let's try to go out there and attack and get some goals. But right now, this one moving around is Keller. She's trying to center that one. It does get in front of the net, but no Bisons player was there to take it. And now continuing to move this, Solana Cooper, that was just a little bit ahead of her, so she's going to have to go chasing after it. Addison Vines chips this one over to Keller. Sadie Keller still with it here for the moment. Eventually gets this one over to Belios. Has it. All alone here at the moment. She's going to chip this one down and around. Going to be helped out by Rasmussen. Sophia Zuck trying to battle away, but Rasmussen also still there. Both teams really going for it. Perlinger eventually finds Spence as she able to get this one to Solana Cooper. That one over to Caitlin Perlinger. She has a lot of space. She rips it, and a nice save. Sophia Zuck with an opportunity. Dinos doing really good work here. 5 shots on goal so far in this game. I think we are going to have our first penalty coming up here in today's game, and it is going up against Sophia Zuck. Taking a look here at the numbers for the Calgary Dinos penalty kills so far this year. They are sitting at a perfect, pardon me, I was looking at the wrong side. They are sitting at 2 for 8, 75% chance. Looking at the power play for Manitoba, they are 1 for 8 for 12.5%. So let's see what the Dinos do on their first penalty kill. With the Bisons down by 1 goal here at the moment, gonna need to try to get this early advantage, try to get themselves tied back up. Moving this one in, slow but methodical. Louise Ferguson just dumping this one down and around. Hannah Bailey right here has that one taken away by Emma Tate. Tate is just gonna plant this one alongside the board, saying, you need to take this from me. You wanna move it. Minute 20 still remaining here on the power play for the Bisons. Eventually it does exit. That's Brianna Nickel. Dinos doing an excellent job at just basically controlling the puck in their own zone here at the moment. Planting this one alongside the boards at any given opportunity, saying we're not even going to allow you to take a shot. First minute of this power play is gone, and they, Grace, are doing an excellent job so far here.
Definitely, as you said, no shots have even been taken, and that's what we've really noticed. The defense on the Dinos is amazing. Barely any teams get past with the amount of blocks and pressure they put.
Yeah, Bird able to bring this one in. She's able to get this puck back. She passes this one to Vines. Vines with all sorts of space, passes that to an open player. Another block shot. This one goes back to Bird. Tries to get this one across. Opportunity shot, and that just goes wide. First dangerous opportunity here for the Bisons. They can't quite connect on it. As Vines slows it up, she sends this one forward to Bird. Bird tries to get that one across. She can't quite find her teammate. Curley back in the zone. 2 Johns, a little bit of a dangerous situation. 10 seconds still remaining. Dinos can't get it out. Goes up and over. Another opportunity here. No shots officially registered here for this Bisons team. As we are officially done this power play, we are back to 5-on-5. It's going to be still about 5-on-4 for the next couple of seconds. We have the official man out there. Dinos are able to convert that one nicely. Now going to be chasing after is Bree Kennedy. Able to get past the defense a little bit on this occasion and try to move this one. Solana Cooper makes one move. An excellent opportunity. Last second poked away by Izzy Mann. Now goes back to Cooper. Cooper showing off her skills. Cooper throughout the year has been very, very good so far through the first 4. It's a nice battle here as both teams trying to come away. Bree Kennedy trying to slow that one down just over Perlinger's stick. As Alex Spence able to pick this one up in her own zone, being pressured pretty quickly there. Maybe a little bit too much of a pass for Solana Cooper to settle down. Halfway point of this opening period of play. Very, very fast-paced moving game here today. Almost no whistles so far here, Grace.
Yeah, it's been very fast-paced with tremendous pressure from both teams, but definitely the Dinos are looking very dangerous.
Solana Cooper dumped that one in, goes off for a change as Evelyn Lawrence makes her way out there and tries to settle things down. Emma Tate still battling right there. That was a good block by Emma Tate to not really allow any of the extra speed. I believe that was number 23, Jessie Hayner, slowing that one down. A shot coming, deflected right in front. This Dinos team does an excellent job at blocking shots, really helping out their netminder. Fry able to steal this one away from Hayner, able to pass this one over to Ray. Hannah Ray with a little bit of space, and she looking to try to get that one centered. Tried to find Evelyn Lawrence, couldn't quite connect on that pass. So it goes out into no man's land. Jada John's going to be the first to collect it in her zone. She's looking for McLeod. Likes to keep it herself. Trying to get that pass to Clarenbach. She's able to knock it out of the air. She's able to get this one around, but can she get it on the board to try to find it to McLeod? This one battles in the corner. Both teams working at it here. Platt able to come away with it. A little bit of back and forth. Mercy able to pick this one up. She's going to go behind the back of the net. Wraps this one around. A snapshot almost available on that occasion. I want to say that was number 21, McLeod, who just fanned on that occasion. Kenzie Gaelic in one of the first years for this team. And not too many additions to this Dinos roster this season. But this one goes right in front, up and over. Nice pad save from Amelia Awad. Absolutely stopping Patrick on that occasion. Now going back the other way, this time it's Mercier. She gets that one over to McLeod, back to Mercier. Almost snuck that one by, she scores! Oh my goodness, some tic-tac-toe play and a beautiful goal. Well, at least I'm gonna think that's a goal as...
Yeah, I don't know why there's no celebrating. I
saw that one in the back of the net at that point, so... I can clearly see it in the back of the net on that occasion, so
Yeah, I'm under the same boat as you. There was no goalie interference or anything, so, but it is called back, so.
Ice or offside might be the call on this one, so a really dangerous situation there from the Dinos with a great looking play. And Manitoba, if it wasn't for that offside, could find themselves down by a score of 2-0. Grace, we didn't even hear a whistle on that one, so I think that's why you and I are a little bit confused up here in the booth.
Yeah, I was also quite confused as you usually celebrate, but they all just skated away, so.
Nonetheless, seeing this Dinos team bring up a lot of good pressure, but they're gonna have to go back here on the defense. As Bird with a little bit of space, she ends up losing that one as Perlinger sends this one forward. Brett Curley, cross ice pass, she's gonna find Jess Martins. Martins with a little bit of space, realized she doesn't have too many teammates, so she turns this one around, dumps this one in the corner, trying to find McKenna Schaefer. Schaefer gets taken down. 7:10 still remaining here in this opening period of play. Both teams chasing after the puck as Emma Tate with it. Tries to get that one forward. Emma Tate, our lone goal scorer here so far in this contest. Trying to get that one to Bree Kennedy. Just a little bit behind her on that one as Solana Cooper sends that one down and in. What? Behind her net. Passes that one over. It's back on Platt. A great stop by Brooklyn Fry to ultimately negate that pass to Jesse Hayner. Good job, good catch by Maisie Cope right there. The first-year backup goaltender showing some leather on the bench as that one flies in towards her.
Yeah, good eye coordination to that puck, or that could have been straight to the helmet.
Hey, gotta pay attention out there. And you know what, if you're the backup goaltender here for the game, you know, you never hope to get brought in some of those situations, but if you do have to be brought in, that's your first save, even though it's not gonna count on the stat sheets. Might as well for that sort of situation.
Exactly.
As Dinos try to get this one out of their own zone here for the moment. That one tried to get to April Clarenbach. She just couldn't get there. Evelyn Lawrence also moving this one as Hannah Ray chips this one forward. She's going to go chasing after it. Addison Vines is going to be the first one there, but Ray going to be applying some pressure. Evelyn Lawrence right there to steal that puck. Ray gets pushed off the puck as Vines able to collect it. Clarenbach also there. That just exits the zone, so the Dinos are going to have to touch back up. That one just sent back in by Sadie Keller. Slowed up behind the net. This one a little bit ahead of kind of everyone there as Claire Mormon is chasing after it for the Bisons. Good stretch pass in front. Couldn't quite get there. Alex Spence gets that one back over to John. Spence now with it. Throws on the brakes. It's it back over to Jada Johns. Johns is just going to chip that one. Actually lands to the netminder, Emily Shipham. I don't think that was initially the intent, but hey, another shot on the board. We take those here.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it was the intent, but it had a little bit of change of direction. Who knows? It could have went in, but.
You know, one of those funny bounces we see every so once in a while here at Father David Bauer. You never know what happens, and that shot taken, blocked right in front. Josie McLeod with a nice looking opportunity right off the face-off. Alex Spence slows that one up. Now this one goes behind the back of the net. Didn't quite get there. Awkward deflection was right beside the net. 5 minutes still remaining here in this opening period of play. We have this 1-0 score off of the Emma Tate goal. First of the season. This battle continues here. Mercier tries to get that one over to Matenko. A little bit ahead of her on that occasion. Alex Spence tried to get that one in. Maybe didn't have full control of it. As Matenko able to get this one in the neutral zone. Tries to get that one to Curley. That one's stolen away. Bird sends that one in. Mittenko. Try to get that one back over to Curley. Try to get that one back over to Mittenko as well. Brooklyn Fry. She now has it. Send that one into the corner. Caitlin Perlinger chasing after it. This top defensive pairing of Perlinger and Spence has been very fun to watch so far. Pelt looking for the pass back. That one got to Bird. That one's stolen away by Brooklyn Fry. Fry gets it over to Curley. Curley has Martins. Martins on her backhand, tries to get that one back over in front of the net. Can't quite get it on target there. This one goes into no man's land. Johns rushes up for it. Leaves it for Curley. Curley tries to send that one back over to Jess Martins. Just couldn't quite send that one down. Now picking it up is Kenzie Gaelic. Gaelic sends that one over to Jess Martins. Jess Martins was looking for Bree Kennedy. Just couldn't get it through the traffic. Smart idea. It's that one almost stolen away, and it is stolen away by Nichols as that shot taken and deflection. Nice pad save from Awad. Again, hasn't had to face too many tough tests here in this opening period of play, but every single shot she's faced, she's been money so far in this one. Bisons find themselves down by a goal here with 2:50 still remaining. And basically a game where whistles have been at a premium, as we have one right here, as I think we're going to see the Dinos making their way back to the penalty box, as that is Kenzie Gaelic making her way over there. Grace, last time the Dinos were on the penalty kill, I really liked how they were just planting the puck alongside the board and saying, Bisons, if you want to take this from us, you are physically going to have to take it.
Yeah, I think holding it up on the boards was a great strategy, and I don't even think the Bisons got any shots. So if they can do that again and go into the second period with a 1-0 lead, take it.
Yeah, exactly. I think last 20 seconds, the Bisons had a couple of good opportunities, but no shots registered until after the 4-on-4 was completed. And right now they're trying to move this one. That one got center, but no one was home to take it. Shot coming, can't get through the traffic. As Houston was the one who had it. A potential break brewing here as Sydney Mercier steals this one shorthanded, gets that one by and pad save from Shipham. A dangerous situation there for the Dinos, shorthanded. Honestly, this is what you might even want more in this situation. Instead of planting it, go apply some pressure. Dinos so far with the only special team shot of the game, and that comes shorthanded. It's another thing this team, the coaching staff said they were working on this week, is trying to get that penalty kill power play a little bit more crisp. But this is Collins trying to get that one centered. She was trying to find Sadie Keller. Keller was wrapped up by a couple of players. This one continues to just be planted alongside the boards. Kind of going back to some of that strategy we saw from the Dinos on that first penalty kill. As Ferguson moves this one around, gets that one over to Keller. Keller passes that one forward. This one goes back to Ferguson. Ferguson rips that one, a tip in front, and Awad comes up clutch. 36 seconds still remaining here on the 5-on-4.
Yeah, definitely Dinos getting an opportunity shorthanded. You can't ask for much more, but we do see the Bisons putting a bit more pressure these last 30 seconds, as you know they want to get a goal before this period ends.
Trying to tie this thing up going into the dressing room would be ideal, as that shot easily into the glove of Amelia Awad. Again, the confidence we have seen in Awad so far this season here, Grace, has been a stark difference from last year. Again, Awad not having a ton of experience going into last season, being forced pretty much to get 90+% of the starting time. That's not an easy thing to do, and you know, she looks like she has a ton of confidence so far this year.
Yeah, it's not an easy role to step into, but she took the team on her back, and though they had a few losses here and there, that's to come, but this year she's definitely a different person, and I bet you a lot of goalies are going to look up to her for the career she's having.
Again, the fourth year for Amelia Awad has 2 first years behind her on the team, as we're officially back to 5-on-5 with 40 seconds still remaining here in this opening period of play. As we see Ippo Clarenbach with a little bit of space. Backhand shot, pad save there. I believe that was Evelyn Lawrence who potentially had a look on that rebound. Had a Ray with it here at the moment, tries to get that one forward as Lawrence goes chasing after it. Last 20 seconds here. As Alex Spence, sure-handed defenseman, kind of slowed that last rush up. This goes into the corner. This should likely do it here for our opening period of play between the Calgary Dinos and Manitoba Bisons. And what is 20 minutes in the books? Calgary Dinos come with a score of 1-0, out shooting their opponents pretty handily here, Grace, 9-4. What did you like in this period?
I like the intensity, especially that the Dinos brought. We had a goal within the first 3 minutes, which isn't typical what you see from this team, but pretty sure they had a debrief from all the games they've played so far, and that's one thing they need to work on, and they brought it out today, but wouldn't get too comfortable as Bisons are hungry and they're going to want a goal, so Dinos got to be ready for it.
Yeah, Dinos are getting themselves a handful of really good scoring opportunities in this game. I think the first half, it was pretty handily Dinos. Bisons for the second half of this period, again, having the 2 power plays definitely allows you to start to get your foot back into this one. But 20 minutes have gone, 40 minutes still to go. We'll be back here for a second period of action coming up in about 20 minutes. You're watching this Canada West TV, brought to you by BioSteel.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big step. Underground methods, top-notch hoes, get the most, not the lizard. Straight terror.
Modern identity in Alberta is really related to ranching and stampede, right? We have this really important narrative in our province, but that narrative is largely whitewashed. John Ware is commonly referenced as Alberta's first black cowboy. We always talk about those big 4 that started the stampede. Most of them are in the Canadian Agricultural Hall of Fame. But folks like Ware, despite the fact he's talked about in sort of a legendary capacity, they're not incorporated in our current narrative and identity in the same way. Basically, we're going to start looking into his life. It's not very well known except from later accounts of him from fellow cowboys kind of into the 20s and 30s. There's some photos, there's homestead records, but that's about it. He came up to Canada in 1882 and worked at the Barrie Ranch. There's lots of stories about him riding the horse that nobody else could ride, or being so strong he'd lift the biggest hay bale. But it's hard to tell how accurate and realistic those are when they're written, 30 years after he died. We'll be headed down to his first homestead site near Millerville to see if we can find the location of his house and see what kind of subsurface archaeological remains are left there from Ware's time there. We have numerous archaeologists on board, as well as a couple of graduate students from the University of Alberta. So they're bringing specialized geophysical equipment. Various geophysical techniques allow us to kind of see what might be present under the ground without actually spending the time to dig holes, right? So they give us a sense of what might be buried there and help us target our excavations. The biggest, most exciting thing to find would be a garbage dump or an outhouse. As silly as that sounds, that's where people are putting all the things they're leaving behind, right? So if we find that, we can get a really good sense of the types of goods he had access to, what he was using at his homestead, that sort of thing. Having that intact would give us a really great opportunity to really study his lifestyle and understand better how he fit into what was a largely Eurocentric society at the time.
We're bringing joy to the people with simple snow ducks. So I just grab snow, I create a duck, and there we have made joy. We have made joy.
We have made joy. Made joy.
Is that you?
For me, it's been a long-term problem, having enough graduates out there to take on all of the opportunities that veterinary medicine presents. For most of my professional career, I have experienced it like a shortage. I mean, we used to have to go to Ontario, right? Then the Western College opened up and Alberta had about 20 seats. And that was the way it was right up until we opened here. That took that number to 50. And that's where it's sat since 2008. And now to 2025, it's going to 100. So these opportunities for young people in Alberta, they say the door opens almost generationally. It doesn't happen very often, 20, 50 to 100. And so when that happens, it should be celebrated. It's a really important time. The government needs to be given lots of credit for supporting it and putting forward the resources for us to do this. And the young people in Alberta now have twice as many opportunities to gain access to this profession than they did a year ago.
It's like for myself personally, this is really close to home for me. So it's just been really exciting to get to go through this and pursue my dream profession in my hometown. I think it's super exciting that we have the bigger class because there's so many qualified applicants, but there just wasn't the seats to have them go through this program. So I think it's really exciting that we get 50 more of these incredibly qualified individuals going through this program in our province to fill those gaps in our province.
In my fourth year with the program we have here at UCVM, you spend your fourth year rotating through the distributed veterinary learning community. The veterinary program is incredibly demanding, and so being set up for success in an atmosphere that fosters learning is super important. So right now, as it's been mentioned, there's a huge shortage of veterinarians. The profession is very demanding, and we are facing a lot of burnout. So by helping provide more veterinarians, it'll help kind of decrease that demand a bit and help with the burnout.
This is wonderful to see. Certainly having more people trained is going to help. The class that was in here is called the class of 2029. So it'd be a while before that effect is felt by others. But we're feeling it now. I can tell you it feels good. And we're happy to see all these interested people who want to become veterinarians. And it's fun to have them here.
The Calgary Seed Library is located here in the Next Page bookstore in Inglewood. We have collected donations of seed, and our goal is to give them out to anyone in the community who would like to have them. We ask them to grow them, to enjoy their harvest, and then to do their best to save seed so that they can bring it back to the library, and then we can share more seeds within our community.
By sharing out these seeds that will be grown year over year, that will allow them to become really well adapted to our ecoregion and our landscape. And as our climate continues to change over the coming years, these seeds will be resilient to things like flooding, things like droughts, rising temperatures.
I think the biggest lesson the Seed Library has taught me is the interconnectedness. From the seeds to community building, all of it's needed to address climate action.
We just love working with different community organizations and exchanging knowledge with one another. We've done a lot of work in schools across the city.
We've partnered with a number of community gardens. They'll borrow seeds and grow those out specifically to bring all of that seed back to the library so that it can be spread out amongst the city and shared with everyone.
The Seed Library has actually been able to offer seed saving workshops for free, which has been really wonderful.
We call it our seed pod, where you can come and we'll often be saving seeds. We'll sometimes have speakers that will come and do some learning with us.
Every time I come to a seed pod or a volunteer gathering, I just feel rejuvenated, regenerated, and it just gives me a lot of hope for the future.
A lot of people don't realize this, but Calgary in Alberta is actually a hotbed of financial technology and fintech activity. Well, when we created the Master of Finance program and envisioned it, we really wanted to be at the forefront. We are always pushing the boundaries, very entrepreneurial. We are known for that. And so it's no surprise that the fintech sector has been really growing rapidly in Calgary and in Alberta. And if you look at the courses that we offer, we certainly have fintech courses. We've got core foundational courses in finance that will really allow our students to place in these firms. But beyond that, we've got a more quantitative oriented degree. We've got a professional development course that's required in the program that spans 2 semesters. And so that is really important to basically onboard students, get them acquainted with the various firms, companies, financial sector firms in Calgary and in our ecosystem. It also allows them to network with various professionals in the community. And we've got at the very end of our program sort of a capstone, if you will, experience where you've got a work integrated learning semester. So either an internship or research consulting project where basically the student is helping an organization tackle a challenge that they're facing through a research project. That can also pair up with a faculty member as well that's looking to tackle a problem or a challenge that an organization is facing, or maybe they're facing in terms of a research question. And so professional development will be a key aspect of this program, networking will be a key aspect of this program, and hands-on application of course content into practical application on the job or through a research consulting project will also be a focal point of the program. If you look at the last 20, 30 years, the world has become much more digital. There's a lot of disruption, there's a lot of evolution, and so we want to equip our students to meet the new order, if you will, in finance. And so the program is more rigorous, recognizing the fact that finance is becoming much more complex. And we want our graduates and students to be able to find jobs in those more rigorous organizations, those that are tackling bigger problems and challenges.
Over 100 reasons to cheer for the Dinos, and they're all free for you Calgary students. Visit godinos.com/tickets and click on the Student All Access button. When asked for payment, enter your UCID under promo code to redeem access to all Dinos games free. Once complete, you can add your Student All Access pass to your phone's digital wallet for easy scan and entry into every Dinos event. No lines, no stress, just Dinos.
Minutes have been in the books. We still have 40 more to go back here at Father David Bauer for the Calgary Dinos taking on the Manitoba Bisons. Brendan Donald and Grace Moore back here in the broadcast booth. Grace, a very, very fun, competitive first period between these two teams. Calgary Dinos do have the 1-0 lead. What do you want to see?
Yeah, I want to see the same start that the Dinos brought out, especially getting a goal in the first few minutes is always nice to see. But it'd be nice to see Manitoba still stay in it and give tremendous pressure as they did near the end of the period. So I'm sure both teams are out to put another one in the back of the net.
As you can see that Emma Tate goal right there, again, just jumping in and firing that puck. Sydney Mercier kind of giving a little bit of a scream. But one thing that we want to talk about is Amelia Awad sitting second in save percentage for the Leaders so far through 2026 or 2025, 2026. I'm just going to say she's the leader because only having one game so far this year, it's kind of hard to have that sample size. But hey, Amelia Awad has been spectacular this year. You've heard us talk about her so far throughout this game.
Yeah, she's been a staple for the Dinos, and I think she's going to continue to be. You can see the confidence she has. She doesn't look as timid or nervous as she did last year, and she's not putting as many rebounds as last year. So I think she really worked on herself in the offseason, and it's really showing, and it's helping the Dinos out big time.
Without a doubt. Taking a look at some of the games that we have going on across the Canada West. McEwen at Mount Royal, Manitoba, obviously here at Calgary, Trinity Western at Saskatchewan, and then Alberta taking on UBC. So that's where we are here at the moment. These two teams both getting ready to go as we get set for period number 2. We are almost underway as faceoff is won by Manitoba. They're sending this one back into their own zone. Again, taking a look at our lone goal scorer, Emma Tate, assisted by Sydney Mercier. Mercier had herself a really, really good opportunity, short-handed in the first period. She's having herself a good game, but Mittenko trying to send that one over to Mercier. Cloud back over. That shot up and over. Caitlin Perlinger with an excellent-looking opportunity. Alex Spence able to pick this one back out. Dinos again coming out here with some speed and some firepower. Mittenko with it, makes one move, can't quite get it by. Number 5, that is Mormon, Claire Mormon. Mercier helped out by Brooklyn Fry. Fry passes that one over to Mittenko. As she tried to cut that one back in, ends up losing it. Mercier able to steal it right around the blue line. She's gonna dump this one in, go chasing right after it. Both teams applying some pressure. Evelyn Lawrence poked that one away. April Clarenbach. She was really, really impressive as a first year last year. Still looking to try to get her season up and running throughout this one. Still looking for her first points on the year. Now coming back the other way. Sweebers. That one taken away from her. Good pressure here is Emma Tate able to get that one over to Brooklyn Fry. Fry, a nice stretch pass. Able to find, I believe that's Jess Martins, makes one move, trying to get that one up and over. A nice, dangerous opportunity. Martins still battling away. Evelyn Lawrence also there. Goes into the corner. Weavers has it. Stolen by Evelyn Lawrence. Lawrence not one of the biggest players out there on the ice. And that sometimes works really, really well to her advantage, just kind of sneaking up and stealing the puck as we saw on that last occasion.
Yeah, she's, from even watching her last year, she's a super shifty player, and some of those small players you got to watch out for is not only shifty, speedy, and they're very unpredictable, so she's very fun to watch.
Always have to keep an eye on those players, but we do have what I think is our first icing call of the game. Again, that first period, some people might have thought it could have been close to runtime, as I want to say there was less than 5 whistles in the entirety of that period. I'm probably way wrong on that one. It's probably a lot more, but it just motored. So we see the Dinos coming in. Mercier leaves that one for McLeod, rips it, and just goes up and over. Another nice play for the Dinos. This one, Harbus tries to center that one. Save from Awad. Not as dangerous as it could have been, but still a decent opportunity there for the Bisons. Villios battling away here. Going to be won by the Dinos as Mittenko couldn't quite settle that one down. She's able to steal this one back. She's looking for a pass to Perlinger. Perlinger looks to rip that shot. Goes a little bit wide. Kenzie Gaelic chasing after this one. Again, the first-year D-man doing a good job on that back check. Bree Kennedy always made herself present. She's out there on the ice, able to pick this one back up. Now goes back over to Kennedy. Has a little bit of space on the far side. Tries to chip this one to Johns. Now a snapshot coming. Can't get through the traffic. Gaelic just a little bit out of her reach, so she has to exit the zone. A little bit behind the pass of her D partner, Jada Johns. Johns having to battle there. Bree Kennedy slows that one up. Sophia Zuck going to be the first one to pick this one up. Gaelic a little bit behind her on that pass. Bisons steal it. Solana Cooper makes one move, loses the puck. Ends up having that one taken away by our own teammate. This time John sends that one to Sophia Zuck. Zuck sends that one in. Good pressure here from this Dinos club in the first 4 minutes of this game so far. Sophia Anderson tried to get that one up as Sophia Zuck trying to settle that one down. Brooklyn Fry also there. Eventually it does come out for Mormon as she tried to make that pass over to Mann. Just a little bit ahead of her. And right there in the corner battling with a couple of Dinos. Bailey able to slow this one up right around the ringette line. Pad save. I don't think Amelia Awad quite knew that one was coming her direction. Still comes up with the save.
Yeah, that one took weird bounce or deflection, but thankfully she still had an eye on the puck and was able to cover that one up.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an awkward looking shot, but Awad's still doing a good job at covering that one up. Shots on goal sit at 9-5 in favor of the Calgary Dinos. Dinos had 9 in the first period, while the Bisons only had the 4, so that registers their first shot of the period. Pleth pick this one back up. She fans on trying to get this one out of the zone and planted alongside the boards. Hannah Ray still battling. Evelyn Lawrence was also there as that one gets tipped out of the zone. Alex Spence racing after the puck. She's going to have to beat it out from Sadie Kellers. Evelyn Lawrence now with it. Sends this one forward. It's on Perlinger's stick for a moment, but just that. Addison Vines chips this one in. Amelia Awad puts an end to that one.
Yeah, definitely cover that up just for safety measures. She probably didn't know if Manitoba was going to put some pressure. She definitely had time to let that one go, but better safe than sorry to cover that up.
Without a doubt, again, oftentimes when you see high-level goaltenders, they'll just look at some of the pucks coming in and say, you know what, I could probably get this out because we have the man or the numbers, but if I just have a little bit of an awkward pass here, it could very easily go back the other way. And that one trying to go right in front of the net. Dinos doing a good job of blocking that one before it even makes it to the netminder. Mittenko right there as McLeod ends up getting taken down. I think her and Patrick got tangled up. But pardon me, that was Mercier who ended up getting taken down. Bilius tried to make that pass out. They do get this one out. They were trying to find Sarah Harbus. Gaelic trying to slow that one up. Moving it around now. Trying to find some of that little bit of extra space. That one snapped. And a nice save from Awad. Mercier in the corner. Can't quite get it. Picking it up back now is Harbus. Gaelic trying to get that one out. Right now, Manitoba applying some good pressure. Rebound available. That goes off the post. The Bisons with their best opportunity of the game. Another shot. Can't get it on target. Awad eventually able to cover that one up.
Yeah, we're starting to see different side from the Bisons here, putting lots of pressure and got a few unlucky chances. One off the post and another one that just about resulted in a goal. So Dino's got to be careful as they're on the hunt for a goal.
Harbus kind of was able to collect that one out of the air, catch it, drop it down, rip that shot, and her teammate, apologies, didn't catch the number on that one, had nothing but clear space to take the shot at Amelia Awad, and she comes up clutch on that occasion as we're going to see our first penalty coming up against the Manitoba Bisons. Taking a look here at some of these stats for both of these teams. Calgary Dinos come in with a power play 2 for 13 for 15.4%. And taking a look at the penalty kill for Manitoba, perfect 100% at 0 for 8 on goals allowed. Grace, the power play was something you and I talked about quite a bit last year. Talked about it a little bit during that MRU game. Let's see what they can ultimately do here.
Yeah, they've quite struggled on the power play, but hopefully this game will bring some new beginnings for them. this season.
Alex Spence almost has that one taken away. Some pressure come back the other way. Kind of like on that last Dinos power play where they were able to bring some pressure in the offensive zone. Manitoba kind of started things off there. This is Perlinger, right around the ring net line, able to get to Evelyn Lawrence. Lawrence back over to Perlinger. Passes that one over to Spence. Spence being harassed right away. She has to wrap this one around. Able to find a little bit of space. She rips it. It's available right in front of a flurry for the puck. Where is it? It does eventually exit the zone, and the Bisons come away unscathed on that occasion. Dinos trying to bring this one back in. That one chipped over, and that goes offside.
Yeah, that was a close chance for the Dinos. There is, as you mentioned, flurries of bodies just crowding the net, and it went out for a rebound, but no one was quite able to get on it.
Yeah, good job by the Dinos, as we saw in that replay there, just applying some more pressure. And again, so far against the Bisons here in today's game, whether it's been 5-on-5 or now throughout the first minute of this 4-on-4, they are starting to bring that little bit more pressure. Let's see what Brooklyn Fry's able to do here. She avoids the check and continues to chase after her puck. Has it here for the moment, taken away by Plett. Plett has been phenomenal so far in this game. John sends this one forward, now goes back to Johns. John sends that one over to McLeod. McLeod looks through it, delayed on that one, still available. As now Mercier able to collect it. Gets it over to McLeod. McLeod doesn't get that one centered, eventually gets it to Johns, rips that one, and goes a little bit wide. Still moving this puck around. Dinos try to get this one collected again. Jada Johns with it. Passes this one over to Mercier. Mercier tries to get that one to McLeod. Back to Mercier, and they just can't finish the pass. Johns has that one poked away. Now going back the other way is Sadie Kellers. Amelia Awad leaves her net, passes this one forward, gets it over to Johns. So it's going to be a 4-on-3 here, 4-on-2 here at the moment. Advantage, shot taken, blocked. Another opportunity, they score! Sydney Mercier, no denying it this time. Power play goal. Or might have just been at the very tail end of the power play. Nonetheless, Sydney Mercier with her first goal of the season.
Way to go for Mercier there to make a move and get a shot off. That now puts her at 1 goal and 1 assist for the game.
She has been phenomenal. Again, Johns with that shot. Mercier able to just kind of find some positioning here. Again, Johns rips it. Mercier picks it up, puts that one behind the back of the net. Dinos putting up some offensive pressure and points in this one so far. It's been fun to watch. So we have a 2-0 game. The Bisons now need to try to find an answer for this hot goaltender in Amelia Awan. Try to how to find a way to get past her in this one.
Scored by number 23, Sydney Mercier.
Mercier with the official goal.
Assisted by number 24, Jada Johns.
Jada Johns with the assist in this one. This one goes back into the zone. Alex Spence. And the former Mount Royal Cougar making the switch for her final season of eligibility here of U Sports. She was such a thorn in the side of this Dinos team in the last 2 years. It is such a great thing to have her here for the Dinos. And she has been a great influence for this team so far in the early stages of this year. As the Dinos need to exit the zone, Sophia Zuck, don't know if she necessarily saw that her team was offside on that occasion. Manitoba tries to get something up as they try to send that one towards the net. Dinos able to get this one out. Emma Tate with it. She has to bring this one back into her own zone. Fry, her D partner, leaves it for Tate, who sends this one down around. Tries to find Brett Curley, eventually gets it to her. Curley gets that one over to Martins. Martins and Zuck a little bit tangled up on that occasion, so this one goes back the other way as Weavers sends this one in. Tate takes this one alongside the boards. Gonna be picked up by Curley. Makes one move, trying to cut this one inside, and that was another opportunity, goes right into the glove. Sophia Zuck found a little bit of space. Kind of got that deflection as we see this one. Then Curley Smart heads-up play there. Finds Zuck in a tight spot.
Yeah.
Sends that one in.
Great one-timer by her there to catch the goalie off guard, but fortunately that one got saved.
In and out of the glove, rebound available. This one comes back. Ferguson tried to get that one away. Dano was able to steal this one right back. Trying to find a little bit of space. Ellen Lawrence tried to send that one over to Clarenbach. It's been a fun line to watch so far this season. Gaelic has it. Tries to send that one over to Lawrence, a little bit behind her on that occasion. Dano's lead on the shot clock, 14-8 with 9.5 minutes still remaining in this second period of play. Halfway through this hockey game. Johns all alone with the puck here at the moment. Skates this one forward, cuts it through center. Has a little bit more space to operate with. Johns, a lot of space. It's always good to see D-men be able to move the puck very efficiently. Evelyn Lawrence keeps this one in. Anna Ray had that one taken away from her, and this one goes down for a quick icing call. So I will say the other assist getter on that previous goal, Amelia Awad, getting a point.
Yeah, way for her to go. That's definitely impressive coming from a netminder, but definitely great to add to her stat of all the shots she's been stopping this entire season as well.
Hey, goaltenders don't often get a lot of points. They sure don't get a lot of goals, but when you can add an assist to the score sheet, you're never going to say no to that one. That's a fun day at the office, that's for sure. As Dinos continue to move this one around. McLeod with it. Looks right in front of the net. Mercier trying to get that one over to Mittenko. But McLeod still battling as this one does leave the zone. Alex Spence going to quickly jump on top of this one. Caitlin Perlinger harassing one of the opponents to try to get her away from Spence, but this one is kept in. Continuing to move this around, Julia Bird. She's had herself a decent looking game so far. As that one, an awkward looking bounce. As Awad jumps on top and covers it up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Manitoba has in them as they're down 2-0 now and halfway through this match. So be interesting, but I know they're not going to give up. You can tell they're still going in for chances. So Dinos still got to be on their A game and keep the pressing and defending.
Yeah, Bisons aren't really in desperation time yet, but it's not the time where you go, we can continue to try to just do what we've been doing and hope that it works out, but have to wonder at what point they start to try to make an adjustment, probably after the end of this second period, unless they can find a way to get a goal. Solana Cooper still trying to race in. She's able to win that race to the puck into the corner. I think we're going to see a penalty coming up to the Bisons. Yes, we are. So that last goal was not a power play goal, as I initially thought, as Patrick makes her way to the penalty box. So the Dinos, fortunately, don't add to that stat. Might have come a few seconds before that one, but with how we have seen this Dinos team play so far in this game, I would not be shocked to see them try to capitalize here on this power play opportunity.
No, I wouldn't be shocked either. The way they've been pressing these Bisons, it's been very impressive, and the shots they're taking are full of accuracy today.
Johns with it, sends that one forward. Mercier was right there. Skating this one around. Mercier. Pass that one over to Fry. Fry sends this to McLeod and tried to get that one to Johns. Just couldn't connect on that pass. Mercier able to get this one back. Leaves it for Mittenko. Mittenko leaves it for Johns. Johns over to Brooklyn Fry. That shot just goes wide right of the net. Almost kept in by Johns, so Dinos have to touch back up. 30 seconds gone so far on this 5-on-4. Mittenko leaves it for Fry. She skates this one through center and passes that one over back to Mittenko. Mittenko leaves that one for Mercier. Back to Mittenko. Sends that one back to Perlinger. Perlinger rips that shot and just goes a little bit off target. Dinos continuing to apply some good pressure on this one. Not able to find the net here at the moment. First minute of this power play gone so far. That one's stolen away in a dangerous opportunity. Sophia Anderson. Perfect spot, perfect time. Just maybe overskated the puck because she would have been in no man's land with a perfect opportunity to fire along Amelia Awad. But here's Clarenbach. She's going to take that shot. First official shot of this power play, but it goes deflected and up into the netting. 38 seconds still remaining. Dinos so far getting some good opportunities so far here, Grace. Not quite able to get it on net.
No, unlike I thought the previous power play, they had a bit more going for them, but that being said, there's still 30 seconds left. Let's see what they can generate.
Spence with it, passes this one forward. Good move in so far. Just Martin sends that one back to Perlinger. Can't quite connect on it. It's gonna be a foot race as Anderson tries to chase after it, and this is likely gonna be the last rush for the Dinos here on the power play. Perlinger rips that one in the glove of Emily Shipham. Again, Shipham has faced a handful of shots so far in this game and has looked fairly good. Again, she's been a thorn in the side of this Dinos team the last couple of years when these two squads have ultimately matched up against each other, and she's proven to be a tough netminder here again today.
Yeah, she's not an easy goalie to get past, but so far Dinos have been able to squeak two past her, but we'll see if she's gonna let any more. As you said, she's a great netminder.
Officially back to 5-on-5, so the Dinos go 0 for 2 on the power play here today. Julia Bird with it. This one got slowed up, continuing to move this around. Back over to Bird. Tries to get this one to Gertzen. Backhanded opportunity, rebound available. No one home to take it as the Dinos are able to get this one out of the zone. They're going to be heading back into their own territory. That's icing.
Dangerous spin move by the Bisons there, as it just about caught Awad off guard, but didn't sneak past her, but definitely thought that was an intelligent move to pull out of the toolbox there.
Hey, when you are down by a score of 2-0 with 5:34 here in the second period, again, coming in, everyone knew that Awad has been a very talented goaltender so far this season. You kind of want to try to get her off her stride a little bit. Sometimes you got to pull out the fancy stuff. As Dinos eventually win that draw, it is stolen away by the Bisons. They're moving this one. That shot goes toward the net. It's still bouncing around. Puck is eventually covered up from Awad. Another dangerous opportunity there from the Bisons.
Yeah, we're starting to see some similarities at the end of the first period. Bisons put more pressure and started taking more shots, and we're starting to see that again as Dinos are only up by 3 shots on the shot clock. So definitely looking to put one in the back of the net.
Dinos win this one. Johns collects it. Tries to get that stretch pass. She was trying to find McLeod. Ends up actually registering a shot on that occasion. As the Dinos continue to look and apply some pressure as this one goes into neutral ice. Mercier had that one taken away from her, goes right back towards her. That one's stolen, trying to find that little bit of space. Shot taken from Patrick. Just can't get it by Awad. Dinos caught maybe a little bit napping on that last occasion as a couple of passes going a little bit errant, and Manitoba bringing up some decent pressure on that last occasion.
Yeah, they're hungry to get something on the board for them or just get some momentum going. So Dinos definitely got to watch out for that.
Had save from Awad right after the draw. Kennedy trying to move this one forward and just simply get it out of the zone. Bison's doing an excellent job at just keeping this one in. Mitko, pardon me, that's Spence. Spence just trying to find a way to clear this puck. Julia Bird now back on the attack. Going to be helped out here by Heidinger. Heidinger had that one taken away from her as the Dinos do officially get this one out. Spence has a little bit of space. She's going to look to try to pass that one over. It's still bouncing. Bree Kennedy tries to take that shot. Pad save from Shipham. Back the opposite side. Vilios had that one taken away from her again. 4-on-1 essentially on that occasion, so really didn't have too much. Trying to break this one through. Solana Cooper trying to show off her wheels. She gets taken down as a couple of players end up falling into the netminder of Shipham. A lot of hope Shipham's okay with this one, as a little bit slow to get up and appears to be, as again, just a couple of players all battling for the puck on that replay. Sometimes in those occasions, the break's a little bit late. Just hope everyone's okay, and here we are as the Dinos continue to try to apply some of the pressure. Flett, that one taken away. Clarenbach, first one there. Gets that one to Fry. Fry back to Clarenbach. Clarenbach rips that shot right into the chest of Shipham.
definitely tell Dinos want to put a third one up there before this period ends, and I think if they get a third, it's going to put them in a comfortable situation going into the third.
Yeah, 2-goal lead is sometimes considered the most dangerous lead in hockey just because you kind of get that false sense of security going. We have 2 goals to kind of play with here, but the other thing I always like to try to remind people is 2 goals are the results of 2 shots. So, you know, a game can change on an instant as Fry takes that shot, and that one deflected right in front by Hannah Ray. Ray still battling away, eventually going to be helped out by Evelyn Lawrence. Both teams have a pair trying to chase after the puck. That one tried to get center to Clarenbach. Bison just try to survive this one. They are able to bring this one out. Weaver. Evelyn Lawrence, stout defensive play. Backhanded opportunity to Sophia Zuck, just goes a little bit behind her. She was able to find Zuck on that one. Grace, we could have seen Sophia Zuck flying to the races on that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's slightly too much weight on that pass, but Lawrence made some good space to make that breakaway happen. But yeah, just a little too much steam, but if not, who knows? Could have resulted in another goal.
Sophia Anderson wins that draw and gets it over to her team. I believe that was 23. Hannah ended up taking that shot. Dinos behind their own net, moving this one forward. Good couple of stretch passes. This one goes over to Lawrence. Lawrence has a little bit of space, makes one move, loses the puck for a moment, able to recollect it. Tries to get this one back to the line. Gaelic, Mackenzie Gaelic, slowed it up, but unfortunately has that one taken away. Now going back the other way. Man with it, racing after it. Jada Johns, slowing it up. Moving it around now is man again. Kept it in the zone by Mormon. Sophia Zuck tries to pass this one forward. Both teams battling for the puck. Claire Mormon doing a good job right around that blue line. Jada Johns passes this one across. Looks to try to get that one back. Still racing after it. Both teams battling for the puck. Brett Curley just out-muscling her opponent there for a moment and still battling away there. Looking like a one-man wrecking crew. So we have minute 45 still remaining. Arm up in the air. Not sure if we're going to have a penalty coming to the Dinos, and yes, we are. I'm not quite sure what the penalty was there, as hooking is going to be the call, as Mackenzie Gaelic making her way back to the penalty box for her second of the game.
Yeah, that comes surprising me as a first year already getting, or no, it looks like it's Martins who's going to the box.
Yeah, I just gotta wonder if it's Gaelic potentially having a little bit of extra time. No, it appears she's just making her way back to the box, so just Martins heading to the penalty box here on this occasion for hooking. Dinos with their third power play opportunity so far in the game. Dinos player loses their stick. This one continues to just try to be moved around. Shot going towards, blocked. Another opportunity, this time for Ferguson. Ferguson can't get up by Awad. Minute 24 still remaining here in this opening, or second period of play, as still have a minute 47 here on the power play. Collins in the face-off dot. Only has the assist so far on the year. Again, only played in 2 games, so stats aren't necessarily as high as some of the other teams on the season. Bailey passes this one forward as the Dinos continue to make things difficult. Collins has that one taken away from her. Dinos are able to get this one out of the zone. The Dinos' first 2 penalty kills, Grace, they pretty much just planted alongside the board and said, hey, take it from us if you can. Right now, Dinos are just going to send that one back in, as Sydney Mercier was the last one to touch it and just fires that one back. Both teams chasing after the puck here. This is Keller. Looks to rip that one as goes behind the back of the net. Dinos do get this one out. First minute gone. Again, the Bisons don't need to score here on this occasion because they only have 30 seconds remaining. They're going to have about 20 seconds power play time still remaining coming into the third. I'm sure they would love to get a goal here. Gretson sends that one in Eventually gets it to Julia Bird. She passes that one back. Now goes back to Bird. Bird has that one taken away by Emma Tate. They're likely just trying to plant this one alongside the boards to kill time and go to the dressing room with this 2-goal advantage. Emma Tate, excellent work there. Last potential opportunity. They can't get it off. Calgary Dinos, after 40 minutes of play, with a score of 2-0. Sydney Mercier, assist from Jada Johns and Amelia Awad. Grace, a really, really good competitive matchup here for the Calgary Dinos.
Yeah, definitely. I think Manitoba, though they're down 2-0, they're still applying tremendous amounts of pressure and still giving it all they got. But you got to give it to the Dinos so far. 40 minutes of dominant play, and I'm sure they're going to try to bring that into the third, and it'll be exciting to watch. Yeah, the last 20 minutes are going to be vital for this Calgary Dinos team if they're going to want to walk away with a clean victory here. We'll be back here in about 20 more minutes for third period of action. Brendan Donald, Grace Moore here on the call. You're watching Canada West TV, presented by BioSteel.
Get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big step. Underground authority. Top-notch hoes get the most, not the list. Straight to
I know that I don't have to tell anybody here in this room the important role that agriculture plays in creating jobs and prosperity and quality of life. And we at the University of Calgary are particularly proud that we're going to produce that's crucial to that sector, and excited to welcome those new students this year. But we couldn't welcome more students without a larger building.
Yeah, so this building, and have I mentioned that I'm super proud of this building? So this building is 73,000 square feet dedicated to student experience. And what we wanted was a building where students, staff, faculty like to be, a home away from home. So this is why we have a lot of light space. We have a lot of social learning space, in addition of our classic learning spaces.
Our classroom specifically has the back wall and a side wall that are all windows, so it's kind of nice to have some natural light. And that's been a huge benefit, and just the flexibility of the classroom. Like the tables we can move however we want. It's our classroom, we make it fit what works for us, which is quite neat and nothing I've ever experienced. So that's pretty impressive. And just the common areas that this building has that offers us the opportunity to mix and mingle with our second year and first year and our fourth year colleagues when they're on campus. So this building is pretty incredible, and I know when I first showed up I was like, holy moly, are we ever grateful to have this building and the opportunity to learn in it.
A big thank you to everyone who made that happen. We brought this building home on time and on budget, which is, anyone who has ever built anything knows this is a challenge. And to bring home an ambitious project like this in just a little bit more than 3 years, it takes a team, and I would like to thank everyone who has contributed for their help. And, you know, this is why we are here today, team effort.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Does it ever feel like the visions in your head are running faster than you can? And you're just waiting, wondering why it's so hard to keep up. I felt that way too. Like there's always something in the way or something that I'm consistently behind. Time, money, people. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if you could pave that own path? A path where you never felt behind. A path that was completely yours. The Archive is a nonprofit that gives microgrants ranging from $100 to $1,000 to help the most curious, excited individuals say yes to what lives in their head. People that apply to this, they're people that have these ideas, not just about things that they want to build, but things that they want to experience. Maybe it's a backpacking trip to Peru. Maybe it's having a final adventure with a friend. The Archive removes these barriers of financial burden for you to say yes to the things that you didn't think you could do. Our vision for the Archive is really to have an annual grant that runs every single summer, a way for people to always have something there to say yes to themselves. Your permission slip for the summer, if you will. I feel like people always wait for opportunities to start something. They give themselves excuses. I'll get older, I'll get smarter, or I'll be more this and that, but I don't think your future waits for you. When I started going into computer science and starting my studies here at the University of Calgary, I feel like I was able to take grasp of who I could become and started making it become a reality instead of waiting to grow into this person. My advice to you Calgary students is to not wait for permission. It's all out there, waiting for you to grab. There's people, there's resources that are just waiting to help you activate these ideas that you have living in your head. It just starts with a step, and the step is right here.
Over 100 reasons to cheer for the Dinos, and they're all free for you Calgary students. Visit godinos.com/tickets and click on the Student All Access button. When asked for payment, enter your UCID under promo code to redeem access to all Dinos games free. Once complete, you can add your Student All Access Pass to your phone's digital wallet for easy scan and entry into every Dinos event. No lines, no stress, just Dinos.
Today we're just involved with a pilot project with the University of Calgary. We have 46 goats on site working on helping clear the underbrush to help the landscapers get ahead of their job, doing a whole bunch of preliminary work to help make the grounds a little bit better. One of our mandates where we work is we don't want to use any chemicals of any kind, so we don't use herbicides or pesticides. And one of the added benefits of goats is the seeds that they eat, like Canadian thistle as an example. There's an enzyme in their saliva that makes the seeds inert, so it kind of stops the plants where they are. So really here they're just trying to clear the understory. So they're going to get rid of all the leafy material and then they'll leave the stems. So then for people to come in afterwards and clean up, it's easier to see what you're doing. We met Chester. I don't know if he's in the background here or not. So he's a wether, neutered male. He's got quite a bit of personality and he'll rub up on your leg like a dog once he's comfortable. We have another goat here we're naming Edith, and she's a little bit of troublemaker sometimes. The biggest thing that I'm impressed with is the amount of traffic and how they react to it. They've been pretty good, pretty calm. Someone honks their horn or a muffler pops kind of loud, they'll all run to the trailer, which is nice for us. Like, we want the trailer to be home in their safe spot. They've listened to the boundary of the fence, which is, it's an electric fence, and they'll test it throughout the day, but they're pretty respectful of it. There's been lots of positive feedback already. We've had a couple of professors stop by and ask what we're doing. Security and parking lot patrols have been by, and everyone's pretty curious, asking what we're doing, pretty interested in why we're doing it. I haven't heard anyone say anything negative yet. And they, a couple of them have been friendly with people that come up to talk, and they get their pictures taken, and They're just being goats, and apparently lots of people love that.
Rugby has been an incredible journey for me, and it's given me so much. Rugby is one of the fastest growing sports in Canada. That's really the extra motivation to do this research and make sure that we're preventing injuries and that girls have long, really enjoyable careers in this incredible sport. My name's Catherine Dean. I am from Enniskillen, County Fermanagh in Northern Ireland. I am a postdoctoral researcher here at the Sport Injury Prevention Research Centre, CIPRC. I'm also an international rugby player with 23 caps for Ireland. I'm a chartered physiotherapist and a level 4 coach. The Sport Injury Prevention Research Centre is one of 11 International Olympic Committee research centres and the only one in Canada, recognised globally for its high calibre of research in influencing practice and policy in numerous youth collision sports, both in Canada and all over the world. Tonight we're having a free tackle safety workshop at the Calgary Rugby Union. We have representatives from Rugby Canada to come down and help us deliver the tackle ready and contact confident resources, World Rugby's tackle safety resources. There will be players from minis to U18 and senior players. Tackling, it is a skill. It's a technique that requires technical proficiency. You have to be psychologically ready. You also need to be physically strong and robust, mitigating the forces that are coming against you. My qualitative research really involves giving athletes, coaches, healthcare professionals a voice in sports medicine research. We find from the implementation research that in practice sometimes we fail to look at the context in which people need that information or they want to receive that education. What we find was that on tackle safety in women's rugby, girls and women have a preference for learning how to tackle in a very graduated manner to understand the why. Why would I do it this way? Typically the boys and men's players don't really ask why. World Rugby kindly funded us a couple of years ago under the supervision of Professor Carolyn Emery, co-investigators Dr. Isla Schill and Dr. Stephen West. The success of this research centre really speaks for itself. We have the capacity and we have the right people on the ground and the right manpower and expertise. Having those partnerships with the players, the coaches, healthcare professionals, youth advisory committees, we're just in a really fortunate position that we can definitely make a difference in the sport I love.
The relationship and collaboration between the university and the Calgary Stampede has been in place for a long time, actually. We've had classes down to the Calgary Stampede. We've had faculty members involved behind the scenes at the Stampede. I personally do a lot of research at this Calgary Stampede on the rodeo animals, and we have people doing research on chuck wagon animals as well. In the past, we've worked with the Stampede to address some of the issues that they're concerned about. It creates incredible opportunities, incredible new knowledge, so we can then inform policies around rodeo using scientific-based information.
Partnerships really have an advantage to be able to leverage each other's strong points. The university, with its credibility and validation in the science, the training of the next generation of veterinarians and land science managers, we need to be able to bring them out here onto the land. We need to be able to go on to Stampede Park and really showcase to the public good things that they're doing as well.
The booth at the Stampede makes a big difference in terms of the number of people that are able to come and find out about the university, find out about the vet school, and the types of programs that we offer.
There's 1 million people that come onto our park every single year. And these are people that as industry, we don't get a chance to necessarily talk to. And so when we have strong partnerships between the university and ourselves and we can show the agricultural technologies, there's the data collection, there's the science side, there's the animal health side, there's the environment side. Everybody is connected to agriculture, whether they can believe it or not, because everybody eats. The more partners that we can help showcase that to the public, the better.
It allows us to think about agriculture differently. We have a lot of people that are involved in engineering that are interested in animal agriculture. We have people in the business school. We have people in policy. So there's an awful lot of other types of industries and careers associated with it. And by being here talking about it, we may be able to spark interest in those other careers as well.
Drink Bile Still, the right fuel.
Welcome back, everybody, to Father David Bauer Arena here in Calgary, Alberta, as we get set for period number 3 between the Calgary Dinos and the Manitoba Bisons, while the Dinos are currently up by a score of 2-0. Brendan Donald, Grace Moore here in the broadcast booth for you. Grace, a really, really solid game here for the Calgary Dinos so far.
Yeah, they've been dominant in all aspects through 40 minutes so far. I think if we keep bringing back this Mount Royal game, but it's super relevant as they weren't getting the shots they want, and sometimes the defense wasn't there, but today everything's there, so you can't ask for anything better.
Yeah, and again, it's not like Manitoba hasn't found some opportunities in this game. Both periods, the last 4 or 5 minutes of each frame, they've been doing a really good job at applying pressure. But let's take a look at our out-of-town scoreboards as MacEwan is currently down by a score of 2-0 against MRU. Trinity Western is up by a score of 1-0 over Saskatchewan, and UBC is currently up by a score of 1-0 over Alberta as they are just about to finish up their first period of play. So 20 minutes still to go between these two teams. Dinos have done an excellent job immediately at the start of the period, of both periods I should say, applying all sorts of pressure. But unfortunately for them here, they are going to be down a man for the next 23 seconds.
Yeah, they are going to be shorthanded, but as we said, they've been amazing on defense, and they're always great on these power play kills.
Vines with it after her team gets the draw. She passes this one forward, and they're moving this one in. Gertston behind the net. Couldn't quite keep this one in as Vines goes chasing after it. Again, last 5 seconds here. Dinos expected to immediately have their player right back out. Again, another successful penalty kill here for the Calgary Dinos. They have been money in that department so far this year. Again, such a highly skilled defensive team. That is one of the hallmarks of a good defense. But Julia Bird all alone here at the moment, still with the puck. She's looking to try to get this one over to a teammate. Sophia Anderson able to get this one as Bird makes her way off the ice. Right around the ringette line, that one kept in the zone. Jumping forward there was 23, Jessie Hanner. This is Ferguson looking to try to take that shot. A blocked shot by Hannah Ray. A little bit slow moving off the ice. Wonder if she's going to be A-okay. A little bit of a stinger on that occasion as the Bisons have an early shot on that one. Clarenbach with it. All alone here at the moment. Cuts this one in the middle. Rips that shot. And Emily Shippen with an excellent save.
Yeah, she definitely needed that one for the Bisons there, but great on Clarenbach to take the team on her back and go 1v1 and try to get a shot off, or she did get a shot, but score an opportunity.
Yeah, the thing I really liked on that play from Clarenbach is she initially avoided a check, got the puck forward, found a little bit of space, and then avoided another defender to rip that shot. Impressive stuff from the second year. Coming back into the zone here this time. Weavers. This one does exit the zone. It goes all the way down to the far corner. So let's make our way back into Dinos territory. Let's take a look at the shots on goal throughout that second period of play. Much closer, this time in favor of Manitoba, where they outshot the Dinos 13-11.
Yeah, though the scoreboard may show that Dinos are up 2-0, Manitoba have definitely been putting on some close chances that have just about resulted in some goals for them.
Yeah, and Amelia Awad, again, has just been so impressive here tonight and this season, as we do have another icing call. But again, with how well she's playing, coming into tonight with a .978 save percentage. Now, she's played 3 games, so if this was just one game, it'd be a different story. She has a shutout on the year and has only allowed 1 goal in each of her other competitions. She has been money all year long, and frankly, the Dinos have only allowed, I want to say it's 3 goals on 3 goals on 5-on-5 so far, and the only other goal was a empty netter. So the netminders for this Dinos team so far this year have been phenomenal. Collins now with it, tries to center that one. I think she was trying to find Patrick, couldn't quite connect on that pass. Patrick behind the net. Dinos, a dangerous opportunity there. Rebound available right in front. Awad, nice save. As the Dinos get caught in a little bit of a mistake, causing the Bisons giving them a good opportunity. As this goes back to Vines. She passes that one over to her D partner. That one can't get through the traffic. Another rebound, trying to get towards it. All sorts of pressure right on top. The Dinos almost kind of surviving that moment as opposed to surviving, as we have another icing call, Grace.
Yeah, definitely. I think they were caught on a few mistakes that just about costed them, but once again we can bring up AWOD and really putting the team on our back and keeping the Dinos in it, as there's only a shot difference in shots from Calgary to Manitoba, so it is a hockey game that got to keep a tight eye on.
Bisons end up winning that draw as Ferguson was trying to find her D partner, as Bree Kennedy gets a little bit tripped up on that play. I think she more lost an edge on a skate as opposed to actually being tripped. Now coming back the other way as Bird tries to send that one across. I think she was trying to find Rasmussen. Rasmussen able to, or pardon me, this is Bird who able to has this one. On her backhand, cuts this one around, eventually passes this one back. Good pass, Ferguson rips that one. Pad save from AWOD. Ferguson still with it. Tries to get that one forward. Couple of passes. This goes back to Rasmussen. As Rasmussen gets her shot deflected by Bree Kennedy. Again, is having a very good performance throughout this game so far. Solana Cooper cuts it up the far side. Chips this one along and chases after it. That's the puck. Tries to center that one as she ended up getting it to a teammate. Brett Curley ended up taking the shot, but just goes to the side of the net. As Curley tries to pit pocket her opponent. Picked up by Zuck. Makes one move, looks to rip that one, goes a little bit wide of the net. Jess Martin's in her 100th game of her university career. Slowed that puck up as Perlinger battling in the corner. Ended up going Bison's way on this occasion. Good job by AWOD to kind of allow her teammate to know that some pressure was coming behind, as that was a dangerous situation as number 77 Weavers gets taken down. Kept in the zone by Nickel. Great battle right in front of our broadcast areas. Plett makes that pass over to Weavers. Shot coming from the ringette line, just a little bit off target. As April Clarenbach now with it, maybe a little bit ahead of Curley on that occasion, but Clarenbach able to kind of slow that one up right around the red line. And so she goes off for a change. Pardon me, that was a different Dinos player going off for a change. Still trying to apply some pressure here. Hannah Ray goes chasing after it after getting that deflection. Gaelic keeps this one in the zone. She passes this one over. This is Clarenbach. Looks back to Gaelic. Gaelic passes that one across to Johns. Johns has that one deflected. Gaelic able to collect it, sends that one back in the corner. Hannah Ray being pressured here at the moment. Picked up by Dinos forward as Gaelic tries to keep that one in the zone. Eventually goes back and forth, and eventually out of the zone. That's going to be icing. We do have a random stick just in the Dinos territory. But making our way back into Bisons, as we are all even up here on the shots on goal at 20 apiece. Face-off dot to the near side, Bison's territory, as they ultimately win this one. Nickel has been phenomenal in the face-off dot here today. That one's blown down with 13:59 still remaining. So far, Grace, in the second period, or third period, I should say, a lot more whistles.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we've had a stoppage every minute or so. When we compare the other two periods, it flew by within, what, 5 whistles? But yeah, lots more whistles, so go by a little slower than the previous periods.
Felt like in those first 2 periods, it was just non-stop action. Which, I mean, we are all for it up here in the broadcast area. Having a couple more whistles here as Mercier tries to get that one centered. Gonna be helped out by Spence, kept in by Fry. Mittenko right there. Fry almost had that one. It does exit the zone, and that's going to be another icing. Icings sure seem to be the big thing here in this third period.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to comment on. It seems to be the call. Even I found a bit towards the end of the second, icing seemed to be the common theme. But yeah, definitely, I feel like there's been 6 or 7 those icing whistles so far.
I know you're still fairly early into your broadcasting career, Grace. Wait till the day you have 10 icings back-to-back all in a row. That's going to be a fun one. Hopefully that doesn't come for a while as Collins steals this one. She rips it and just goes wide. This one goes right in front of the net. Now going back the other way. Cooper sends this one to Kennedy. Kennedy able to make one move, ends up losing it just for a moment. And just got a little bit too ahead of her on that occasion. As Ferguson tries to get this one out. It does exit the zone. Gertson chasing after it here at the moment. Good couple of heads-up passes here from the Dinos as John sends this one to Cooper. Cooper far side chips this one alongside the boards. Kennedy going to go chasing after it. She's going to have to battle Ferguson. Ferguson. Gertson right there. Dinos collect this one as Johns chips it alongside the boards. Cooper able to touch that one there for the moment and send that one back in. A lot of ping-pong action here in the neutral zone. Going back the other way. Sophia Anderson trying to get her way through the traffic. Ends up losing the puck. Pretty much everyone on that occasion skates over the puck. Cooper makes that pass as Ray able to send that one in. Handful of Dinos all come out after a line change. Clarenbach chasing after it. This is a stretch pass kind of going to no man's land. Folks, stop me if you've heard this before. That's icing.
Yeah, yet again we hear that call. But I want to touch on your point before, how you were saying Dinos are stringing lots of passes together. I feel like that's been a struggle for them for the past few games. As we've mentioned, they put a little too much steam on them. But tonight I feel like it's the right amount, and you can tell I think Dinos are just dominant in their passing.
It has been a very, very good game all around for this Dinos team so far throughout this contest. And it's not like Manitoba has played a bad game. Like they again, right here, getting some of these steals. They just haven't found a way to get past AWOD, and it has been close and competitive. Again, Dinos, Emma Tate on that occasion just gets the puck away from her netminder right in front of her net. This is one of those things that this team does so efficiently. When the puck is in front of their net, they get it away, as that one is covered up. So we have a whistle, Grace, and it's not an icing. Look at us go.
Yeah, definitely what we want to see is icing after icing isn't the best thing to commentate on.
Here for the love of the game, and Suck able to win that one. Almost a little too cleanly as Spence had to really settle that one down. As that shot coming curly, almost looked like it went in and out of the glove. Ship him, but nonetheless, a nice looking shot there. Coming back the other way, trying to get that one out is Ferguson. She passes that one over. Found Weavers. That one, AWOD able to cover up. 10:57 still remaining in this game. 2-0 score here at Father David Bauer on this Friday evening. Grace, one of the things that I wanted to touch on in this game is the Dinos have been an excellent Friday night team. Saturday is when they really needed to start to get things going. And again, we're seeing here on this Friday night, playing some really, really good hockey.
Yeah, some definitely strong hockey from both sides, but tomorrow, though I won't be here doing it with you, I think there'll definitely be some fatigue, but I still think you'll get a tremendous match from both teams.
Nice looking opportunity there, as that could be a dangerous situation as AWOD sees that one in perfectly to her glove. And Rasmussen kind of sitting there going, what do we need to do to get that one by, as she immediately puts the stick over her helmet going, come on, man, let us get by, let us get one.
Yeah, you can tell frustration's starting to kick in, as they do have 24 shots on AWOD. So it's not like they're not getting chances. It's just AWOD is so solid there, nothing's going by her.
And it's not just like they're giving her easy saves as well, as we can see another opportunity that goes wide. Back to my point, it's not like the Bisons are just giving her easy shots, like all right to her chest or all into her glove. There's been some tough opportunities. Just AWOD has been very, very stout here today. And moving this one in, trying to find that little bit of space. Rasmussen has that one stolen away from her as she was trying to make that pass. Johns makes that pass to Mercier, and she loses a blade. Blows a tire on the QE2 on that occasion. Well, luckily, it was still able to get back an opportunity right in front of the net. And it just trickles out of the zone as Gaelic passes that one across. She goes off for a change. Brooklyn Fry dumps that one in as Clarenbach chasing after the puck. Gives a couple of hacks and whacks at Bailey. Gotta be careful you don't commit a penalty to send your team on the penalty kill yet again. Dinos have had 3 penalty killing situations, been perfect so far. Actually been 0 for 5 on all penalty kills so far in this game. Evelyn Lawrence gets this one to Clarenbach. A little bit of space, ends up losing the puck right around the blue line. Dinos are gonna have to touch up. This one gets sent back in and just racing after it, beating out the icing call. An opportunity, Awad comes up clutch yet again.
Yeah, I know it's early to, if they even announce stars, but in my eyes, Awad's got to be that first star tonight. She's been astonishing back there, and who knows, if it wasn't for her in net, this could be a totally different game.
It has been a really, really stellar performance. Going back to last week against MRU, I thought she was also spectacular in that game. And Dinos got to be loving her performance here today. Haven't quite gotten to the stars yet in this one, but you got to imagine that if she keeps up this trend, that first star very well easily could be going her way. Right now, the Bisons looking to try to get that goose egg off the scoreboard. Sophia Anderson goes chasing after it, and in the corner now is Mann. Mann tries to get that one back to Anderson, but a little bit behind her. This is Ferguson now. Back to Anderson. Anderson had that one taken away from her, but it gets to Ferguson. Ferguson has her shot deflected by Bree Kennedy. And this Dinos team just does such a bang-up job at blocking shots. Ferguson. Mormon kept that one in. Both teams battling for the puck here in the near side corner. Eventually the Dinos are able to move away with that one as Alex Spence with that pass across. Perlinger to Cooper. Cooper throws on the brakes, seeing all sorts of pressure, ends up getting it on one of the officials. And trying to get that one right in front of the net. Still a battle right there. And eventually going to be covered up by Shipham.
Yeah, definitely the official's gonna feel that one. It looked like it hurt as he's still taking a look at his leg.
Yeah, it's one of those awkward situations for one of the officials where, again, not a lot of padding, and so when pucks kind of come flying at you, gotta make evasive action as that one goes right into the chest area after an excellent shot from Brett Curley. Brett Curley has had a couple of nice looking shots here tonight.
She has, yeah. I feel like ever since the second goal was let in, she's really picked up her game and for sure doesn't want to let another, but she's definitely holding Manitoba on her back and wants them to get back in this game.
Curley dumps this one back down and around as Jess Martins trying to chase after it. I think we're seeing a little bit of a line change as Mercier is out here at the moment. Not typically her normal line. Split sends that shot pad safe from A1. This one's still in the control of the Bisons. Gertson. Great movement with the puck. Plett sends that one in front. An excellent opportunity. Jess Martins almost ended up putting that one into the back of her own net. Gaelic with it here at the moment. Gretzky's office trying to get things set up. Both number 2s on the team, battling away with each other there. That's Sydney Mercier. She's just going to dump this one in. Continuing to move the puck. This one in the corner. Goes back the other way. Weavers rips that one and just goes wide. It does exit the zone, so Manitoba does have to touch up on this occasion. And Nice battle right around the red line. Evelyn Lawrence had to make her way through a couple of bodies and still trying to chase after it. Clarenbach also there. Now with it, Webers. He's just gonna dump that one in. Emma Tate, our opening goal scorer here in today's game, has tried to make that pass to Ray. This is Patrick trying to get that one through, and she levels Fry after taking that shot. Ray was the intended pass on this occasion. Another opportunity. Oh my goodness, the Bisons. They're just wondering what they need to do. They need Jeff Bezos money to try to buy a goal, and I don't even think that's gonna be enough here in this one. They're still trying to apply some pressure. That's a blocker save from Awad. Not an easy save nonetheless, as bounces right to Brett Curley on the benches. She just casually flicks that one over to the official, and we're going back into Dinos territory. 5:14 still remaining here in this second period of play. 2-0 Dinos over Bisons.
Yeah, you got to give it to the Bisons, though. They're down 2-0, but they're not giving up, and I feel like that's the team you're going to see tomorrow as well. So Dinos got to be prepared for last-minute shots, as they're not happy with being down 2-0, nor would any team be, but you can tell they're trying to fight back.
This has been a very, very impressive performance from both teams. One team has just gotten that little bit of an extra advantage. Again, Dinos, talk about them being such a defensive team. They typically like these moments because they can utilize these defense really, really well, as a scary situation for Awad as it slowly trickles out in front of her. She's lucky enough to just jump right on top of it.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like Awad had eyes on the puck the whole time, and she knew to cover that one up and take the face-off in their zone.
Julia Bird in the face-off dot, still looking for her first points on the year. She's able to get the face-off win. You know what, she's been pretty solid here throughout this competition. That one does exit the zone with 4:35 remaining as Mintenko. So it looks like Mercier might be playing two separate forward lines here at the moment, because she's back out there with what you consider her normal line, as Bird sends this one back, trying to get that one to Ferguson, going to be helped out. Still moving this one around. Gertson. That one stolen away is McLeod with a bit of speed. We're going to have an odd man rush. Mercier with it. Tries to pass this one back to McLeod. She has that one last second poked away. Still battling in front of the net is Mintenko. Another dangerous situation there from the Dinos. That could have been a glorious, glorious goal. But another good save as Bird just chips that one in. She's going to go off for a change. Brooklyn Fry all alone here at the moment. She tries to pass that one to Martins. Is a little bit ahead of her. Brett Curley still battling away for it. As it's back and forth, Brett Curley with it, makes one move. Ooh, that was a fancy one. Ends up losing the puck, but Zuck shoots, scores! Oh my God, bar down, a beauty!
Yeah, you can't ask for a much better shot than that. You heard it all over this arena. What a great shot by Zuck there to get her first of the season.
Sophia Zuck, but a great move from Brett Curley. Zuck kind of had that pass innocently go over to her, but just, oh my goodness, that one had some speed on it for her first of the season. And 3-0 game here for the Calgary Dinos, kind of giving them that comfortable lead at this moment. Again, I don't know if the Bisons at this stage would elect to try to pull the goalie, but we'll see, as they potentially almost get a goal right back right away. Patrick had it taken away from her as Plett trying to continue to move after this one and goes up and over. A handful of players. A big check into the boards, and I think we're potentially going to see a penalty coming up here. And yes, we are, to the Calgary Dinos.
By number 26, Alex Spence. Assisted by number 16, Brett Curley. And assisted by number 10.
As we're seeing Gaelic make her way to the box for the third time today. Only going to be her second penalty, but again, a physical defenseman and having a couple of opportunities. They did announce it as Alex Spence getting the goal. I swear that was 27 on that.
That was definitely, yeah, Zuck. I even watched her celebration, throwing that leg up in the air. Didn't see Spence doing that. She may have been out there, but no, that was definitely credit to Zuck there.
I swear I'm not that blind, I promise. Nonetheless, I think we'll likely have that one corrected at some point, but Vines looks to try to take that shot. Just goes a little bit wide, but this is going to be the 4th power play opportunity here for the Bisons here today. So far, scoreless on those occasions throughout the first 30 seconds. Not able to register a shot at that point. 2 minutes for cross-checking is going to be that. On the site, it does say Sophia Zuck, Brett Curley, and Jess Martins, the 2 assist getters on this one. So maybe it was just my hearing Alex Spence on that one. Nonetheless, play continues. 70 seconds as Bird throws on the break. Leaves it. Trying to get this one centered. A blocker's save from Awad. Picking it up now is Bailey. Bailey goes behind the back of the net. On her backhand, sends that one forward to Mormon. Mormon, cross ice pass. Now goes back to Ferguson. She snaps that one. Jess Martins with a nice block. And Bree Kennedy tried to get a block of her own on this occasion. Bree Kennedy is saying, you know what, come take it from me, folks, as plants that one in the corner. Good couple of moves here from the Bisons, trying to get this one right in front. With it now, Keller snaps that one back to Bailey, and another block shot from Jess Martins. This has been an excellent, excellent penalty kill thus far. Ferguson with some space, she's gonna take that shot. A 3rd Jess Martins block. What a shift for her. Bailey with it at the blue line. 5 seconds still remaining. Keller ends up losing it. Officially back to 5-on-5 now. Bailey takes that shot, blocker save from Awad. Bree Kennedy launches this one forward, and that's gonna be icing.
Yeah, I'd have to say I think that was the best penalty kill yet, especially from Martins there. Great effort. I think she had about 4 blocks there, and as you mentioned, she's in her 100th game. Great performance from her tonight.
Again, one of her family members came over by the broadcast booth today, gave us that little bit of a tidbit there and said, you know what, we thought it was actually going to be tomorrow's game, so we invited a ton of family for it. It actually happened to be today, so Jess Martins, again, playing in her 100th game, an incredible accomplishment, but this is going to be a great situation for her as that one just got a little bit ahead of her. That would have been a great way to celebrate your 100th game with a beautiful pull like that.
Especially as we were on the conversation about her, we would have looked like geniuses.
Right? It looked like we would have planned it perfectly, and unfortunately, the hockey gods said, no, that's a little bit too perfect timing for you guys. So 30 seconds still remaining in this one. Calgary Dinos, unless a miracle happens, are going to walk away with a victory here today as Bird takes that shot. Blocker save from Awad. And the Dinos, Sydney Mercier, she has our 2nd goal here in today's competition. Passes that one over to Mintenko, trying to get one more, sneaks that one by, just can't get it. A nice save. Last few seconds, the Dinos player taken down, whistled down with 4.2. Taking a look at this play. Mintenko tried to put that one 5-hole. Mercier with a nice looking pass. Guess the Dinos aren't satisfied with 3 here at the moment. They're putting the pedal to the metal here at the end. And that is the final buzzer here at Father David Bauer. I made sure to not mention the shutout, but Amelia Awad with her 2nd of the year. She played unbelievable here today, Grace.
Unbelievable. I don't even know if that's the word to describe. I can't even find the word, but just astonishing. She's amazing to watch, but in general, I think the Dinos had an amazing team performance. Best one I've ever seen over these past few years. They were clinical in both offense and defense, but got to give it to Manitoba. Even though they did unfortunately lose 3-0, they gave it all they had. They still had 30 shots on goal, so give it to them, and they're going to be out for a battle tomorrow. So Dinos got to be prepared for that, and hopefully Dinos can bring the same game they brought today.
Yeah, this is one of those games for Manitoba where you're looking back at it going, you know what, we played our hearts out. The goaltender that we ended up facing is just, you can arguably say at this stage of the season, yes, it is early and this is only her 4th game, but right now Amelia Awad is looking like the best goaltender in Canada West.
Yeah, you're not wrong to say that. I think if she keeps playing the way she is, she'll even make that all-star ranking, which is amazing to have any Dinos in there. So it'll be nice to see what she can bring tomorrow in both teams. So definitely look forward to Saturday.
Myself and Max will be on the call tomorrow at around 1 o'clock. I think 1 o'clock is the start time for our game tomorrow. But 2 o'clock, thank you, Austin, best producer in the game. For Austin, for Grace, I'm Brendan saying thank you all very much for watching this edition of the Calgary Dinos here on Canada West TV, brought to you by BioSteel.